John Wanoa here, Auckland, New Zealand. Saturday, the 23rd of May 2015. This is a message for KAHUDES, the ex-lawyer for the World Bank. Just written a letter to you to outline our position with King William IV in his admiralty for the monarch, sovereign authority when it comes to trading on the international stage from 1835 or 1830 to 1837, period of his reign with this flag. He gave to us, our native people in New Zealand, AOTEA in 1835, 28th of October to be exact. That gave a commercial trading bank contract, lien mortgage, over our lands here as a legal connection to Westminster Parliament. It was his acts of the Bank of England and his acts of coins and pound note that we were able to use in 1888 with King Tawheo of Tainui tribes. At that time, they had to buy these pound notes from England. Were very expensive at that time, to 1888 to 1934, period of time when the BNZ came along, Bank of New Zealand, and bought pound notes, machine to print it. And so at that period of time, the trading of this flag was with our chief ships around to America, Australia, and Britain, were hijacked. And this flag here was a British protectorate for our business between here, New Zealand, and Britain, exclusively for that, Karen. It created the mortgages, at least here, at that time, and it was a contract that gave us the right to free passage through the world. It is the only flag of Admiralty that was able to go right through the world in the Commonwealth countries, or including New Zealand, during that period of breaking in land, and where the Scottish were the masters of title certificates to create mortgage for loans. So this is a mortgage lien flag, Karen, that created the money to borrow from the Bank of England. And so we still have the legal rights to print the pound note from back then till now. It just stopped because of the League of Nations before BNZ. And before the League of Nations was Akaroa Bank. That was our own native bank, straight to England. And I'm just saying this to you, where the whole lien mortgage structure started from, was this contract in this flag. That's why I'm writing to you, because as far as I'm concerned, the authority of the highest court in the world, in the Rolls building in England, the High Court of Admiralty, is this flag. Its existence, its creation, and its authentication with its black seal around the Red Cross gave British military protectorate for this business between us and England, exclusively. Okay? So, I'm just saying, with what I'm seeing of your good work as a lawyer for the World Bank for 20 years, you would know how money was created, where it came from, whose authority, how did it get there from A to B. It had to have a flag of jurisdiction of our king in the first place. And when you look into legal structure inside the courts, you'll see king, silent partner. That just happens to be the position I'm in as his surrogate commercial trading bank contract business partner for my chiefs here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, or in short, AOTEA. One of the points of this flag, the 8-point star, was Queen Victoria. The other 7 points, Karen, is a contract with her and our Queen Victoria Trust. The 7 points plus 1 8-point star is a commercial trading bank partnership contract. Okay? So now we've replaced her being corrupted with the Rothschilds and their family of mafias, children, with King William, reinstated back into his position as the King of England. Still, no silent partner no more. Now I'm talking for him. Karen, I think the time is right for me and you to talk. You're a lawyer. I'm proficient in lawyer material. As far as native is concerned, I'm speaking for native surnames to British surnames. Rogan, judges, and Cosgrove lawyers are my family in England, in Ireland. So that's that side that came here on this flag. And wherever this flag went around the world, with Prince Andrew as one of the trustees of that fund, the Queen Victoria, may you call it Gold Trust Fund, or anything else for that matter of commerce. Where that authority came from was not a queen. It came from the king of the sea. The king bench court in Devonport, England. And that's where I'm going with this flag, to put it up right beside his memorial. Karen? Just to go back to the beginning of where everything started, as far as this part of the world is concerned. In the East. So everybody came from somewhere on someone's higher authority, and the money went with it. The pound note went with it. The US dollar comes out of the pound note of the Rothschild Bank in England, as far as I can see. We have more right to the pound note as native than the Rothschild banks and the Ponzi pyramid money scheme of US dollars that's crashing. It was never built to last, Karen. As much as this flag is one piece, there is less controversy of this flag in one piece, untouched, still in existence, and still has its authority of a highest king in the world of commerce. He created the Bank of England Acts 1834. His reign from 1830 to 1837. Everything in commerce started from there. Okay, Karen? So, from that, we can deduce where the bank created the wealth of mortgages. This is a mortgage flag, Karen. It is the only mortgage flag in the world. It has a king attached to it. Now, as far as the trust is concerned, it is fixed in statute law in Westminster Parliament, extant forevermore, between the natives here, not Maori. The natives are more attached to the king than anything that was detached to the queen. So now, Karen, we have king versus queen today, sitting in the court bench. Okay, so I'm standing on the other side in Devonport, the court there for King William, and speak for him as a native partner. Simple contract that far exceeds the expectation of anyone who's got an authority closer than that in written documents, authenticated with seals of a king, not of a paddle that the Americans have got, a silver, or Australia, Canada and New Zealand have got an oar that has no substance to it. We have a seal with him on his horse, with his ship in the background. His flag, the British Crown flag, anchor, and this flag, the Confederation of Chiefs flag, with his black seal around a red cross, King George. He's a George, but they've changed him into a William. Now, Karen, Prince William has no legal, commercial title to King William IV's fortunes and royal revenue, King's royal revenue, assets, and his estate belongs to us and the people of the world that I'm putting it out to. Now, whatever the Queen did, Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth did after succeeding in the bloodline title, it's not a commercial title, it's a bloodline title, took our contract with it. Then whatever they did fraudulently with it, we're going to do an audit on it, Karen. Now, with your legal expertise, we can clobber this whole thing one shot. Okay, between you and I. That's about all it'll take to clean this monarch lot up with this commercial contract. It's still alive. Still alive. This flag is still alive. Way back to 1835, 28th of October, Declaration of Independence, sovereign nation state flag. Now, the government here in New Zealand are usurping King William authority. They opened the Supreme Court here with Prince William and never acknowledged King William IV as being the founder of commerce and banknotes and the pound note that we are printing against the Levy debtors, Karen, if you so please, that we have the legal right in contract that's not broken to print the pound note against the fraudsters as Levy debtors. We, the creditor, the King William surrogate partner, And if you care to have some part in recovering all the stolen wealth by the fraudulent Queen Elizabeth and her royal family of 300 of them, and the Vatican, Church and State, who have usurped and corrupted our flag of King William IV. Okay, so that's what I wanted to make this video clip for you in front of the whole world watching, that I'm hoping that you may arrange with Chris Fonte an interview live on his program with you, the centre of attention of the global debt facility, to match it up with Westminster Parliament and government, to me and my native chiefs here, who gave me the mandate, signed, to go to Westminster. We're not there yet. Jamie, Anna Marie, Patrick Stewart, supposed to be there and meet with Matt Taylor, SOS Independent Political Party, and also John Patterson. I think you're well aware of him, the ex-police, military police, something like that area, and the Pattersons, the William Pattersons from way back, the Bank of England, creator of the pound notes, the Patterson family, and also Gordon Bowden, the ex-Air Force military, retired man that's doing a lot of work to uncover all the bogus companies that the Crown has duplicated and corrupted the money and gold and whatever, in commerce at least anyway, have duped the people out. So I think you'll be quite fitting when we do an audit in England and the set of accounts of HM Treasury. I wanted to do that with Alex Salmon, the SNP first Prime Minister then, and now Nicola Sturgeon, the first Prime Minister of Scotland. I've put a request to them to do an audit in Westminster and come back through this flag to take the pound note, their pound note and our pound note, for the people right around the world, on this only flag in the world that will take that note right through 250 countries we've got set up on our website, www.moaipowerhouse.com. Karen, I think you're well and truly qualified to fit into the greater scheme of things in the legal side of where we're going with an audit on HM Treasury and the Bank of England, the Rothschilds, set of accounts, and I'll give the authority with this flag from Devonport in England. We're going to set up a court there, a High Court of Admiralty right there on his property, the King of Hanover, that's left over from what Queen Elizabeth has done, is she's taken the sovereignty out of England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales and put it into the EU Parliament and sold it on Washington DC, where you are, as shares. Government in exile, Karen. That's what she's done as a conflict of interest to Westminster Parliament, Westminster Government and the people of Britain, UK. And there she is, going to open Parliament up and go through the same rigmarole of fraud and corruption with the paedophiles in Westminster. The best I've ever seen on Facebook, because I'm watching it every day, Karen, is that they get rid of them all. Get rid of the whole lot of them and start again. You can do it, I can do it. Okay, we're going to do it. That's what I'm pleading to you today, on Saturday, 23rd of May 2015, to give me a call. I've got a letter going to you shortly. It's 11 pages. It's well and truly entrenched into British law, the land laws of England, the natives here in New Zealand and Pacific Islands, and myself, a true native of this land in Easter Island. The memorial of Moai statue is standing in Queen Elizabeth Great Court, London. Karen, that's my title to my own Tahitian royal family, Wanoa people. Not a surname, a people. Okay? Those people know in the islands who they are. It's been well and truly smothered by the British government. Okay? So that's what's happened. It's only taken from 1830 till now to change the whole legal landscape right through the world, including America, where they are neither here nor there, owned by the Queen of England. Before, now the Queen of Brussels, Elizabeth Windsor, Mountbatten George, under King George III, America, title to the land. Okay, Karen? I'm very proficient in land, especially native lands, and whose land it is in the first place, before the law set its foot in there, with a gun and a cannon law. Okay, so I'm testing the law, Karen, against King William's law. We apply his acts, because they're still fixed to us in contract in Westminster. We're going straight back to 1830 to 1837 Acts of Parliament. Karen, we're going straight back on that basis and apply them. It is rugged, it is severe, and it is punishing for anyone to step inside a private commercial land levy contract with Moai, Crown, and King William IV, Lord High Admiral, right now. Lethal when it comes to contracts. So I think you're very good at what you do. I've seen your performance, and I apologize to you for rucking you up. That's what a chief would do anyway, ruck you up in contest. Okay? No one won. We just happen to be still there. You and me performing pretty well. I'm very confident who I am and what I do and what I say. Karen, I mightn't look pretty, but I got it from my ancestors, the Rogans. Passion for courts and justice, and the lawyers of Cosgroves. The Irish is my family. Both of them came straight for us when they left England. They came straight for the Manukau family in Auckland and married into them and set foot on all the titles here in Auckland, including 1/61 Cook Street. Karen, that's the controversial title that'll drop the lot at, like, House of Cards, will fall over when that one is finally put to bed. Okay, so I'm just going on titles that were put together by the Rogans here in Australia. John Rogan and Dick Rogan from the East Coast married into my family, and the Maryland courts were set up in Gisborne here for those titles. They mirrored my native people, Karen, right through the world as compromising and using our native titles as for theirs in Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand, and Britain. Okay, so they're using the 1993 Native Land Act. Look it up and see who has a 1993 Native Land Act. You'll find it's my people here, right here, that they've adopted and they've consolidated, is a better word for it, the native titles right through the Commonwealth, including America, from my land here, Karen. Those are mortgages. Land title, certificate of title, survey, report, a flag of jurisdiction of Admiralty, a king, and a chief. Okay, and a bank, and a pound note, and some gold coins that belong to a king. That's our mortgage, land, title, Karen, I'm talking about. That's been compromised right through the world. Okay? I'm taking stock of it. I'm taking legal stock of it. Back on authenticated documents with the King's seal. Not a feathery paddle without a chief that's been dreamt up and made look like they are chiefs. No. A vice admiral is what they're using, Karen. In legal terms, a vice admiral is short of a real admiral who created all this legal title, certificates, and conveyancing mortgage instruments to borrow money from the bank. Okay? Okay, Karen? That's where all the gold and everything comes from, to go from A to B. And this flag is the only flag in the world that can go from A to B anywhere on the whole globe. There is no other flag that can do that commercially in a court of law, in the higher court, chancery, and mercantile, and everything in commerce, contracts, and that makes money and creates money with the judge. Okay? I'm a judge, Karen, on the native side opposite the Queen's Bench Court. Judge. I'm a King's Bench Court judge. And you're a lawyer. Okay? You can talk on the other side of the bar. I'll talk on the shore and take the power away and just have people around to our cases. Karen, all the laws come from Britain to America, to New Zealand, were put together for your people, the white people, because they're mischief on our lands, the native lands. They needed that many laws to control themselves. We have only 2 hour cases. It's all over. My word against yours. That's what I'm saying, not your word, but I'm saying it's my word against anybody else's who has title higher than the king. That's what I'm saying, Karen. And when it comes to the global debt facility, I want to have a good discussion with you online, because everybody's watching what I say as a chief a male chief from the islands with the right surname on these lands and right through the Pacific. It's an indigenous name, just like the Nubian Africans. I'm going to Africa and I'll find by just voice, who's who. Very easy for me to determine if they're real or not. They might have the same skin colour, but just like Saudi Arabia, they're black, but listen to them talk. You'll find they're a white man. You see? They're being smothered here in my people too. The Maori, Karen, is a jumped up word with iwi, I-W-I, that's been created, invented by the white man so that he can have his own native tribe. That's why we're gone back to Moai, the memorial standing deep inside God's earth. That's the title, memorial, and the survey mark that God said, put my Moai face there, and pointed there, east, west, north, wherever. So that story is my story with the sun, Karen. This is the titles I'm talking about when you talk about mortgage, liens, gold, money, everything derived by shipping it. You have to have a flag to ship anything of value, prized possessions, and steal it off someone else's land and take it back to England. Then lock it up in a museum where my Moai statue is, locked up. I want him back, Karen. I want him taken home, put back on his ahu, henua. That's his land. Where he stands is his land. You might as well say where he stands in Washington, D.C., where you are, there's a real Moai statue. Guess what, Karen? He's the title to that land, where he stands. That's what it is. That's what the white men didn't know. Didn't know our story. Don't know our story. That's how ignorant they are. To pick something up that doesn't belong to them, pick the pyramid up, pick the obelisks up, and take them to America. What for? What for? Did they take it off Africa? They didn't build it. They didn't write all over it. They didn't put all their memorials things, writings, and hieroglyphics on it. No, they didn't. They can't prove it, Karen. That memorial that's sitting, that Moai statue in Washington, D.C. and New York, you cannot claim it. No white man can claim it. I can go there and claim it because it's my blood, my DNA, my people built them for me and my people. Okay, so why have the white men from Britain stolen something precious, worth more than money and gold and everything else? That's our cultural existence. Our inheritance has been stolen and compromised by a white-skinned man and his lower intelligence when it comes to why do they go and dig it up, why are they going to strip our memorials, look them up and down, write about it, and then go and publish it, and to make money out of it, and make people go and see them. They don't go there to see the white man, they go there to see the memorials. You see what I mean, Karen? You see what I'm trying to say here in what happened in such a short time, from 1830, King William, till now, is that a lot of money changed hands. And a lot of ships went around the place, picking things up and dropping them off somewhere. And land, and taking the flag and stick it on land and saying, this is the law. Now I'm going to put this up and say, well, this is the law. And I've got another law for you too. It's God's law, truth. Own up or shut up. Virtually what it is. Who are you? Why are you here? Where'd you come from? What authority do you have? Where is your sovereignty? Who are you swearing your oath of office to? You see, I'm swearing mine to King William the Fourth and Moai statue. 2 memorials stuck in time. It's fixed in time with its true story. No humbug pyramids with money eyes and things all over it, and now it's crashed. Nothing like that, Karen. It's a stone that's there forever, with its history intact. The only thing that's different about it is that there's money attached to it, and gold and everything else that's locked in time by a white man, applied to natives, black men. And now I just want to make this video to you from our point of view in the Pacific, from the native side of chiefs who have less of their land than what the white man has come. It was 2,000 British people came here in 1840. Now, most of it, 75% of it, is white man. And all my people are scattered all over the world. They're gone to look for a job and ended up living somewhere else. Well, it makes me wonder why they came here in the first place. And now the white man's in America bombing the whole world up. That's what they're made of, Karen. That's their culture, is to take the whole world over and make people fight over land that belongs to them. Now, evolution has made it mixed up, like we are not the same natives anymore. We've got snippets of white in us that's gone and corrupted. Our beautiful brown skin is now tainted with all this rubbish law that you're accustomed to as a World Bank lawyer. You know how that works. I know how native titles work and native lands and where everybody came from, which ship dropped and where, and how did they get there with a gun and a Bible. Okay, a Bible. Now the questions are being executed by Islam, and makes you wonder why. You'll find that the Islams and the people that are native to the country have more rights than the people that got their Bibles, have duped everyone. The Catholic Church has duped everyone into making people believe they're the higher authority in the world when they have pinched my moai and pinched the obelisks of Africa's black land and carted them, all that tons of it, over to Rome and stuck it up there and made it into a penis. Karen, that's how evil those white people are, killing people and sucking little babies' penises. What is that all about? I'm just saying these are the filthy things that not even my people would even entertain. Those are the evil things that have come from the West. And we are looking at the behaviour of out of control people. If they were under a king, it wouldn't be like that. It's the Queen, the woman, that have run rife, and it's Queen Elizabeth that's allowing Obama to shoot everybody under the High Court of Admiralty court-martial law. That's this one. She is corrupting my law. This is my law, Karen, that I'm going to strip off them when I go to Devonport in England, because I've got a right to stop them using my flag of my chiefs. I'm not talking for myself, I'm talking for my chiefs here, some who know what's going on, some who don't. A lot of people don't know. They haven't gone this far. They've been trying, but they haven't gone this far with who we are and why this flag. What's the significance of this flag? And it's got to do with everything. The gold, whose trust, all about trusts. Karen, the trust belongs to us. The trust of Queen Victoria, no matter about the end date, because it's only us that can sever it in Westminster. I'm going to Westminster to sever the trust and go as the head of our trust instead of Queen Elizabeth. She's the head of our trust. As far as I'm concerned, the King and Queen of Spain are still our trustees of this trust. We haven't got rid of them. They might have got rid of themselves. Why? It's immaterial, because our contract has got them as the trustees, and Prince Andrew, the other fourth trustee. The Queen is head of our trust. We're still beneficiaries. That's how they're treating us, Karen, as beneficiaries of that estate. Okay? We've got the documents. We've got the documents. It's not for anybody to say that the time has run out. That's not our law. We have a fixed contract with King William, and it's our private business. Did you hear that? Did you just hear what I said? It is a private contract. A commercial, private contract between me, the head chief of our chiefs here in New Zealand and Pacific Islands, and King William. We have not cut it off, and it is still continuance of sovereignty straight into Westminster. That's why the Queen is trying to get rid of Westminster, to get rid of us. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, because we're going back to Devonport to erect the flag there with his memorial and moai there on his estate land. King of Hanover is untouched. She could not take it into the EU Parliament because it's our contract. Okay, Karen? Okay, so that's the legal authority of claim to his estate. Have a look in the courts. King's silent partner. So that is why I'm inviting you as a lawyer, proficient in your legal business, to head our inquiry through the court. I'm going as judge, so I can do what I say. I can do what I want on his estate land as his legal partner. Okay? So you represent all the other side, on the Queen's side, because that's where all the wealth is, that we're going to shift it back onto the King's side and balance the books. Okay, Karen? Because a lot of people are watching what I say and do as a surrogate King William IV, King of England. Okay? I'm not afraid to say it. And that's the way it legally is on paper, documents. Sealed with their flag and the King's seal. The only seal in the world that authenticates everything I write. Doesn't look like theirs, but tough. That's the way we put it. It's not up to anybody else to inquire into private contracts that we have. So I want you to ask Chris Fonte to set up a conference, call to me, and we'll have a little discussion. You can ask as many questions as you like. I'll answer them all. Okay? I'm very up to it when it comes to legal matters, Westminster, Parliament, kings and queens, and who's who in the native world. Okay? So any personal matters we'll put aside between me and you, because we've had our little rumbles about whose gold it is. The proof is in the pudding. of whose best documents are going to lay claim. Okay? And there's American ladies coming over, I won't say her name, because I'm going to meet her today. And she's into the global restructure to help people to go away from the system of Crown corporations. Now that's my goal, Karen. My goal is similar to yours, is to seize on the wealth that has been stolen, the gold, and return it to the people. I say this, Karen, to you. I'll say this to you, that I'm going to England for a reason. I'm going there to represent the native people of the world to the King of England, and to speak on behalf of all the 250 countries that are put on our website, www.moahouse.com. There you'll see 250 countries' flags, including this one, which has been hidden, by the way. It's been hidden and compromised, okay, by the Vatican, by the Queen, by the Bank of England, by Rothschilds, and by New Zealand government, where her business is just across the road from me here. Karen, NZ Invest Limited, New Zealand government's company, is just across the road. All right, that's why I'm here. I'm here to investigate them and investigate the investigators, okay, because they're detectives from Scotland Yard, and they're working for the Queen. They're not interested in what I'm doing. That's why I'm saying on 1/61 Cook Street, it's no different to land in America, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, and Britain. It's still the same in the Commonwealth countries. This title, with the Queen says she owns 66 million acres of land worth 17 trillion. Okay, and your 1.2 million tons of gold, Karen, I'll tell you this. I'm going to England to set up a High Court of Admiralty as the judge and marshal to print the pound note. The trillion-pound note you see there on our side, and the biggest one, that's a blue one, that one, and the 970 million trillion pound note, Karen, is a levy debtor instrument of recovery of all the stolen wealth by the Queen, Elizabeth Windsor, Mountbatten George, surnamed George, the Church and State, Vatican City, private company, Buckingham Palace, the Queen's private company, Elizabeth II, private company, Washington DC, private company. Those are her three companies. Oh, and one more. Her Majesty the Queen in right of New Zealand, in right of Canada, in right of Australia, in right of Britain, in right of anything that's not hers. Okay? Those are the other companies, but the main three ones are the ones I just said. Washington DC, that's taken a stronghold over lien, over mortgage over America, belongs to her. Elizabeth II, Queen Elizabeth II, mortgage to the Vatican. Okay, that's the mortgage all of England. I'm telling you right now in front of the whole world that the people in Britain, UK, are so stupid not to know that she's gone and mortgaged them, just freshly, to the Vatican. If not, that's just that side of the Levy debtor that we're going after, and also the bonds that have gone on to the Washington DC stock market, which belongs to her. So you can see the evil of two worlds inside what she's done with the Vatican, signing the contract with them, the Protestants and the Catholics, okay, all that crazy bit. And then we've got Vatican City, owned by the Black Pope, Adolfo Nicholas Bachon. He resigned and ran away, you see, so we're clobbering him. And that other Pope, Ratzinger, we're clobbering him too, with the bill. The military will go after them, Karen. And Pope Francis, Georgie Mario Bergoglio, you see, I know those fellas are real evil, screwing around with King William's flag of Admiralty to kill people. They've got a free reign, Karen. They won't have it anymore when we go there. You better join us and be nice to each other, and let's get them. Let's hook them in with this flag. This flag will do it. There's nothing else in the world that'll do it. Only this flag, because it's got a legacy tied to it, and tied the whole lot of them with a noose around their neck with this flag. It can do it. It can hang them, Karen. It can hang them with this flag, okay, of jurisdiction, for the business fraud mortgage. This flag is a protectorate from the British military. You see, they're up in arms now. They've been limited with what they can do. But the police, the Scotland Yard belongs to the Queen. And they'll get hammered by the military when we get there. Okay, we're going to print the pound note, Karen. Everybody knows already, if you haven't known already, they've been reading what I'm saying, that we're going to print the pound note, the big one, and stick it to them in the court, and they'll have to pay it. The British military and any other military in the 250 countries that joins up this lot with the flag of the King of England and go after them. The pound note will pay all the militaries in the world to go and look for that gold, Karen. They will go and look after that, look for that gold and recover the whole lot. In America, it doesn't matter. They'll go after it. That's why they're getting all their military ready for a big fight, because that's the Queen. We get the Queen, they're gone. All we have to do is change the drivers. Okay? That's the easiest way to do it, is use this flag, stop them. We'll take this flag off them, and that's the end of it. We'll strip them of Admiralty from Britain. We've got the legal right to do it. Between you and me, we can do it. So if you tell Chris Fonte to set up a conference call with me on Skype, okay, on Skype, because I'm Skyping to England anyway, with my other business partner over there, and Sue Young. So we're setting up, and Matt Taylor, we're setting up, and John Patterson and Gordon Bowden, and George Lees, if he puts his little ounce in. But we don't need all the drama. We only need the checkbook and the gold and the money recovered, not any other scientific matter that has nothing to do with mortgages and liens and recovery, money, salvage, and property arrest. Okay? Property arrest. That's how we talk, Karen. That's how we talk. We talk on fraud on one side and creditor on the other side. All right? Now, we're doing the first case in the Rolls building as a private recovery of 1/61 Cook Street land title here in Auckland. That's just one of many titles we've got stacked up following that one. Drop that one over, the lot right through the world drops over. That's what I'm saying. The same legal mortgage, lien, title is under the flag. And see what they're going to say. Once I get a court order there, we're going to do it this way, Karen. I'm going to Devonport to set up the court there. You're quite welcome to come in there with Gordon Bowden and John Patterson and George Lees and a few others who are so interested in the recovery of estate lands, property, wealth from the elite bunch of thugs. I'll put it that way. I'm allowed to say that. I can say what I like, with reservations, of course. People who are being wronged or wronging people, and put the records straight. Okay, Karen? This flag here is everything under a king. You can write any other king off when it comes to banks, mortgages, liens, commercial trading between one country and another. This is the only flag that can do the whole lot one shot and have a military in it. Okay? I think I've said enough about it, but it's up to you now, because I'll send you this video with the letter, 11 page, that's got everything legal with King William in us. You can see that I'm fitting it all together to make sense to the trust, where the gold is, who's got it, and why have they got it, and the Queen. We're going to seize everything off the Queen. We're going to strip her. Karen, that's our job, is to strip everything from her and her royal families, and the people. We'll give them a badge, a marshal's badge, to just go and get her. Seize everything. Okay? That's how it's going to be if they can't open their mouth. That's what happened to the police here, Karen. They won't open their mouth and write things that I'm accusing them of. No reply, no response, no affidavit, no nothing, just a whim. That's how they operate. Ignorance and silence, Karen, is not a virtue. It doesn't work in a king's world. Okay? So that's really, the videos are a little bit long, but I have to put everything in it. I'll give it my best shot. And anything legal will stand up. It will stand up in court. And it's a waste of time going to courts here. That's what I said to the police. It's a waste of time because they got no jurisdiction of federal jurisdiction to override the King's Admiralty. Lord High Admiral, King's Bench Authority, King's Bench Orders. Karen, I'll write them up myself. And that's the fashion that I've been following through since I've seen you break off from the World Bank. And it's crashing as it was never meant to last. Nothing the Queen touches will last because it's temporary, it's fictitious, it's fraudulent, it's corrupted, it's everything evil that it was meant to be, breaking laws. Everything the Queen has done, the treaties, everything is about breaking the laws they put together. So that's why I say the laws are no good. It's an ass. Karen? It is a real ass. And our law doesn't do things that way. Anyway, the 2-hour court cases, Karen, is testing. It's a test model on this Cook Street property that, should no one answer, we're going to apply now into the court, a high court, and get an order. Going to get an order to give to the police to tell them to clear off the land and seize it. Okay, I'm going to get it in the end. The king prevails. The king's bench orders prevails. It is the ultimate. It is the emperor. It is the highest authority of any land instrument of conveyancing, bank loans and mortgages. And that's the whole story wrapped up in this video. To the world, the people watching can understand a bit better about how the banks have got Ponzi, fiat money that's got no basis underneath it. We're going after all of that with that green note that you see online, Karen. That's the debtors instrument, 970 million trillion pound note. You'll see it's got 2 bars in it. Not 1, 2 bars. Means the Rothschilds hold the 2 bars. We're going to take it off, we're going to strip it off them. Because they have no legal right to that pound note. The creator of the pound note is this man. Okay? He put the acts together. You'll see them on my site. The 7 years of acts. Still, that time period we're going to apply to any fraudulent people. Right? You can see the Saudis are chopping the heads off people who break their law. They are white people, Karen, underneath a black skin. They're the same white pirates. This flag was made for pirates that hijack business between one state and another. All right? It's an admiral's flag of trade between Britain and New Zealand Pacific Islands. That's it. That's this flag. Okay? Free passage through the world with the pound notes. That's why I'm saying we've got a clean run. Got a clean run, Karen. You won't find that anywhere. You won't find that in America. You won't find that in Australia, New Zealand. Only this flag. Someone is using it illegally, Karen, and I'm going to find who is using this flag without our chief's authority. And we're going to seize all that too. They're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. Watch what Moe says. Anyway, Karen, I think that's enough for now. So I hope you take something from this, some solace from this little video clip, and arrange for us to have a good talk. You can ask any questions you like, the best solutions legally from your point of view to recover the debts owed and do settlement. Settled accounts of the Bank of England, the HM Treasury, where all the money's missing. We're going to find out where it's gone. And the Queen Victoria Trust, that money you're talking about, the gold, all of that is under that trust that the King and Queen of Spain, Juan Carlos and Imelda Marcos, are still our trustees. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of anybody's business to inquire into private contracts. That's our business. We haven't severed it. We have continuity of sovereignty to the King of England. Okay? No one can cut it. The only person who can cut this, okay, is us and the King representative. Right? Not a mischief. Maori was a funny name. You got to check the names all the time. Ask, where'd you get that name? Where'd you get that name? Where's the memorial for that name? Where did you get off? Whose ship did you come on? See, Karen? Oh, Air New Zealand. Yeah. And Qantas. That's how they got there. Right? So, I'm saying, everybody has a right to the land they're on, no matter what. Somebody holds the title. Okay? Someone holds the title to the land. Go back to the beginning, 1830. start from there. Don't go back any further, because no one's got any titles concerning trade and cities, new business, and everything about commercial trading, banks. Okay? This only starts from that period. Patterson's 1694, Bank of England, created. William Patterson created the Bank of England, pound note. And then King William III took it around Europe and Britain. And then King William IV took it around the world. Okay, that's how it works. Took that pound note around the world. And that pound note got sold to America, who changed it into US dollars. Okay? It all came from Britain, under the King of England. Thank you very much, people. I hope you enjoyed this little clip, however long it is. And so we'll wait for you expectantly, Karen and Chris Fonte, and we'll talk about the global debt facility and how you propose to fit in with the King of England. I see you've been there online with some people in Westminster. We haven't even gone to Westminster yet. Some of our Maori people have tried. They've gone to the UN. I haven't even gone to the UN yet, because I'm the legal advocate for our chiefs of the Confederation of Tribes here. But nothing has happened because we haven't got the money. So, if you can prop up that side of things, because that's what I'm trying to do, is raise the funds single-handedly with shares on the gold that's missing. Put the pound note up against the gold, Karen. Listen to this one. Listen. I'm putting the gold that's missing up against that green pound note. 970 million trillion pound note is now levy debted against the Queen and the Church and State, Vatican, the royal families, 300 of them, 2 billion people in the Catholic Church, all the church members following the popes. The Pope themselves, the Vatican City, Washington DC, federal state governments, okay, all the agents of the Crown itself, City of London. These are all the things that that bill is up against. There's nothing they can do about it, Sharon, because we're going to settle the accounts of the corporate company names and impersonums, the humbug names, okay? The fictitious names that Gordon Bowden will shock you with. Companies that are not there. They are invisible aliens, okay? Aliens with no name. The horse with no name, Karen. No names. That's the white people. That's deceptive people. And the white man under a robe. Okay, we're going to dig them all out. We're going to go after them and pay everybody handsomely to go down the road and pick it off them. Okay? So to all those 7 billion people in the world, we've split it up into 250 countries, Karen, Hudes. We've split them up on, you'll see on my site, it's gone so far, that's a mechanic's view. Okay, I'm fixing up the engine, change the pistons, flatten the head, right? And take the bent valves out, right? And give it a polish and clean. Okay, so I'm tuning up this fast spaceship, ready to go and clobber them. Okay, so that's what we're doing, Karen. We are debtoring those monsters, 2 billion of them. Out of the 7 billion, there's 5 billion creditors. We're going as creditors in this fashion. Okay, I'm planning out this way to distribute the money this way, under the King. No other way, under the King, because he put it all together. All we're doing is undoing it. Alright? And I'm hoping that you can see sense in this method of recovering the debts with the military. Pay them with the pound note. Okay, I'm doing the pound note on this land block. You'll see the pound note I've got there, the blue one, up against this block of land in the letter I sent you. That's just one instrument to recover the debts, to put through the High Court. That pound note is value. Okay, it's got legal definition, value, and a certificate of recovery, salvage of damage, injuries done to the ship. Okay, in that term, the ship has been damaged. Okay, many ships have been damaged. Just get one ship that's damaged and the whole lot will get the bill. So that's what I'm saying to you, is that this is the most practical way of recovering debt, is to stick it up against that pound note because it belongs to us. That's our copyright. That's our right, legal right, to print money against collateral debtors. Okay? Now it's coming from a King's Bench order from Devonport in England, not from the Rolls Building, High Court of Admiralty in London. We're coming from King William's property itself, his estate lands in Plymouth and Devonport. And so that's all I want to say about that, and how we propose to recover it. And as far as your side of legal is concerned, is getting the message across, with or without any interruptions in private contracts. Okay, these are private contracts that we're doing. Okay, that's all I want to say for now. If there's any questions you want to ask me, then write them all down. Have a look at some of the videos I've got, but I think this one is more straight to the point and legally. Okay, if there's anything you want to ask, then do so with Chris, and I'll be glad to oblige. Okay, thank you very much. And to all the people watching around the world, the 5 billion of you, these pound notes belong to you. Okay, you claim it, you buy the shares very cheaply. 25 pounds will set you back, which is not too much to ask for, but the returns are pretty great. And so we haven't been able to get on to that, me and Jamie. We've got Sue now. She's looking into some of the methods we're putting in to get the shares going. It's a big job for just me and my little crew. So I'm grateful to all the people who are sitting there patiently waiting that sooner or later the penny will drop and the cookies will crumble in the face of the King of England. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye for now. It's now 7:07 a.m. in Auckland, New Zealand, and it's Saturday the 23rd of May 2015. Bidding you a nice day, and I'll watch the sun come up today, and I'm going to a wonderful meeting at the university later on to meet this American woman. I'll tell you all about it and see how that goes. But I'm hoping she'll put a spanner in the works and take us on board. We're just waiting for someone to invest in our business and get us going. Karen, if that's you, if you've got the means of getting us going, then we're humbly starting from 0 point to hero point. Okay? We're going from 0 to hero in a great speed of knots, if you so wish to get interested in what we do. Thank you very much. Bye again, and see you later. Have a nice day to my friends around the world. Catch you up soon. Bye. Better turn it off.